In the following tutorial, we're going to take a look at making voiceovers for our Premiere project file. Now, we're going to do this a couple different ways. One is recording with an external audio source like Audacity. One of the things you have to be aware of is when you start recording, like I'm about to do, it is recording in a mono track versus an a stereo audio track. And that's important because we need to make sure that when we edit our audio in Premiere that we're using stereo audio instead of mono audio. So there are two ways to do this. One way is, of course, to take what I have here and convert it to stereo, or to record in stereo to begin with. So I'm going to just stop the sound. Let me get rid of some of the sound that I have here. Maybe I don't need everything. So there's my section. We need to make sure that when we edit our audio in, and of course we might want to go ahead and get rid of things like our uhs. When we edit our audio Premiere that we're using, and I think the in is that part. Our audio in Premiere that we're using stereo audio instead of mono audio. So anyway, that's a nice little edit of the audio. I can now save this, and I'm going to go over my test VO I already made. Now I can go to my settings before I actually record, preferences, let's see, input, output, and what we can do here is change this to 2 channels, so we'll actually be recording with 2 channels. Now I am recording in stereo with Audacity to begin with, which is even better. It's even a smarter thing to do because I don't have to convert it in a third-party application to stereo after the fact. So now that's done, I've got my stereo audio here. I can edit it, export my wave, now let's just assume that you did have stereo audio. I might need to go and open up a different piece of software, or you had mono audio, sorry, and you wanted to convert it to stereo. Waversar is great for that. You just open up the file, and one of the things that you have here is convert mono to stereo, which is great. And it just converted it to stereo. I can resave the file and it's now in stereo. So you'd want to do that before you bring it into Premiere. Now in Premiere, I can import the audio. Once I've imported that audio, I can double-click on it to bring it up in the edit window. Now I am recording in stereo with Audacity to begin with, which is even better. And then I can make choices about what part of that audio I'm going to use and what I'm not going to use. And then I can edit it into my timeline. And I've locked my existing audio and video, so we can't change that. And now I can hopefully drag this down or even use the insert or overlay keys to insert that audio down there somewhere. And of course, everything seems to kind of break down when you want it to work, but somehow we can insert that audio, and I did it earlier, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. Maybe I'll just drag the audio over here and it seems to work just fine. Now I am recording in stereo. So that's kind of pretty loud there. Now I am recording in stereo. You'll see, of course, you do need to worry about your audio levels. Right now that one's a little bit loud, so I might need to take down my levels a little bit so that I can hear my audio. Now I am recording in stereo. I mean my voiceover. And the other thing that you can do is, if you want to, you can record right into Premiere as you're watching your video or something, which is kind of cool. So I'm going to remove that from the timeline. This time I'm going to go to Workspace, Audio, and it'd be pretty much the same thing as just me bringing up the audio mixer. because that's really what I need is the audio mixer. But it's just one of those things that they actually have a setting for it. If you go back to just your editing workspace, it's pretty much just bringing up your audio mixer. In your audio mixer, what you can do is, let's see, go to my audio 2, which is where I'm going to record to. I'm going to click on the enable track for recording, and I'm going to start playing my timeline and record it. So now what I'll do is play stop and hit record. Watch my video, and I can give my video dialogue. It's really weird to talk and hear the echo of it. So, welcome to India, a magical place full of kids, mosques, and more kids. All right, so I've just recorded that. Now the cool thing about it is that it gives me a audio wave file right on the timeline, because I chose what particular track to put the audio on, and I was able to talk over the video as it was playing, which is really kind of cool. If I go back and look at my audio source, you'll see there is the audio source. And of course, not all of that is great, so it means that you might have to do this multiple times if you're going to actually record your audio in Premiere as you're watching your video. But it's kind of cool because it does help you with the timing of it. You just don't want to be able to hear it through the speakers and get totally messed up as I did at the beginning. So hopefully that helps. Let me know if you have any other questions, but I think that's it.